Welcome to your tutorial of how to use Google Explore in Google Docs to create citations for your work. So today we're going to just be talking about how to add citations in. Perhaps you've been writing a paper, doing a project, and your instructor has asked you to make sure you cite your sources, which we know is always a very important part of responsibly using information. This trick will only work with web sources, so if you have book sources, I'll have to show you a different way to do that at a different time. So let's get started. Let's say you've got a sentence in here that you got from a source. So we've got children already have 8 hours of school in which they do a lot of work. Okay, maybe I was doing some research to find that statistic, and I have a website that shows me this information. Now, I could do this the old school way, like we have you guys work with in your 9th grade iSearch, where you create the citation from scratch, but maybe I need to get it done a little bit quicker than that, so I'm going to try a different option. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my mouse at the end of that sentence where I used the website to find that information. The next thing I'm going to do is come up here to where it says Tools, and I'm going to go to the third option down, which should be Explore. And when you hit Explore, this little side image will come up here. And Google Explorer is cool for a lot of different things, but I'm just going to show you the citation part today. So I've got this website that I've been using. I'm going to copy my URL. And I'm going to come over here in the Explore screen. I'm going to paste that URL in. And when I do that, and I hit enter, I'm going to get my web results. This first one here matches this one. Okay, if I need to double check, I can open it up to make sure that they are the same thing, which they are. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to choose Select Citation Format. Make sure that I'm in MLA, unless I'm in science class and my science teacher has asked me to use APA instead. We're going to go with MLA. And then I'm going to hit this little quotation. When I do that, notice a couple things happen. We have this number 1 show up right at the end of the sentence, and that's to show us that we have a footnote at the bottom. Footnotes come down at the very bottom of the page, and notice that that number 1 is there and corresponds to the number 1 up at the top. If I have multiple citations, I'll end up having multiple footnotes. So just to show you what I mean, let's say that this sentence right here came from this website right here. If I hit my little quotation mark there, notice that I now have a number 2 and I have a second footnote down at the bottom. Okay, so a lot of times high school teachers particularly do not want your citations to be in footnotes. Instead, they would prefer for them to be in a works cited page. So that still is pretty easy to do from here. All I would need to do is hit enter until I get to my next page, title it works cited, and then really just copy and paste what I got from my Explore stuff. So I would just cut from here and then paste right underneath. Remember that works cited pages should be in alphabetical order. So if I needed to move some things around, I could do that. And I can fix all my formatting issues. Depending on what class you're working with, your teacher may or may not care about your formatting, but if I want it to be true MLA style, I would then make this Times New Roman, size 12. I would take out these blue URLs because remember MLA format doesn't like URLs like that. And I would do my hanging indent by clicking up to the beginning of my second line, hitting backspace, enter, and tab. Backspace, enter, tab. Again, you're going to refer to your teacher's directions for this part, but this is just to make it true MLA style. I would be fixing it like this. Okay, so that's a very easy works cited. Now, I will warn you, Explore is awesome for making sure you're giving credit where credit is due. So these footnotes and having that information in your works cited page are really going to save you from accidentally plagiarizing. However, if your teacher is grading you on the mechanics of the works cited page, like they are grading you that your MLA is exactly correct, Explorer is definitely not foolproof on this. It is the same as EasyBib. If you remember us talking in the ninth grade about EasyBib and how it can mess up a whole lot, this will mess up too. So my suggestion to you is if you know your teacher is going to be looking at your MLA format, use the Explorer, but then go and check that you have the core elements of your citation. Um, Make sure that you have information that from these things. Go back and double check the websites. Explorer does miss things just like EasyBib. You've got to be a little smarter than the computer and make sure that you have looked for these core elements and that you're doing your best job trying to get those there. This is just a little shortcut to at least get you started, and then you can go through and fix the things that you need to fix. As a little bonus, Explore is cool in that it kind of reads your paper and figures out about what your paper is about. And so if you're maybe needing a few extra resources, you can actually search for topics. Like I just searched for class. This probably isn't a very good example, but I can actually find websites from this that will work for maybe the paper that I'm writing. So you've got some ideas now on how to use Explore to cite your work. Remember to double check that those citations are correct. If you need help, good luck.